30 out of 31 members of the Council of State. And we are talking about the Council of State, not NDC Functional Executive Committee.
But the NDC people
and the NPP people on the council. That council is made up of some of the most respected people in our society across the political divide. Some apolitical, some retired justices of the Supreme Court. 30 out of 31 said that the petitions disclose a prima facie case. Are we saying that all of them hate Gitu Tokono? They are all NDC people suddenly?
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Nalati TV. This is Just of the Day, and my name is Na. Madam Tokono has been trending for some time now, and it's all because the government has suspended her. Madam Tokono has been between the MPP and all over social media. Ladies and gentlemen, today, the director of communications, MPP, has come out to send a strong warning to the president of Ghana and the NDC not to remove Madam Tokono, or else they are going to make the country ungovernable for them. Ladies and gentlemen, I have the story on my table today. Kindly subscribe to Nalati TV, like, comment, and then share. And if this is your first time spotting Nalati TV, you know what to do. Kindly subscribe, press the notification bell, and then stick with us because we've got beautiful content coming your way. So the MPP Director of Communications has sent a strong warning to the NDC and the President of Ghana not to make that mistake to remove Madam Tokono. And I'm asking, why? If she's wrong and there's a need for her to be removed, why shouldn't she be removed? Ladies and gentlemen, let's go and watch that video. And then once we come back, we'll continue.
And a question back was me clear and yes idea Suya NDC John Mahama Pesi Chief Justice. And yet law asem. What the lawyer for the near Carlo, and then your politics.
Oh, sir.
Maybe among your seminal, a politics canning. A politics. Say, I gave you all your barbache. I didn't know what your better. A politics, a mra and a judiciary, and you see a Marian family, see a family, see. And it's all now camera. Sabra made the politics, and we know that politics is not a decline. And the politics are clear and this is wafa. I say, all person will achieve a certain BB. Sabi, no, some achieve what I say, you chief justice free home. If we are easy free home. If we are more. Judiciary no as a president na say ono the chief justice beba ono the EC beba na the openo o ma yama no na nti ye betena ho ama na ya sa de we nyina wie oye wie a na abeli ya bebi sa so adan ti na ya sa na obi abisa sa o ya na wani
okay
oye wie enti the silence no now no is consent
okay
process na for Moses say no when you need to take one for the state no e ho wasem.
Okay.
That's what my President Mahama or abuse one for the system. But make some ways to say MPP. When just say because we are Democrats. So oh yes, I'm mistaken. No, now you can want you. Now oh yes. Yeah, demonstration. Yeah, Jayo. When Kwanya, the you want to share, but you be a so Ghana. Okay. So yeah. Chief Justice or the banner, from the day of the taking office, the petition, they did the teacher, they suspended Chief Justice be a baby. And your cast I didn't tell it.
Okay.
So, yes, no, you Chief Justice will free home. Chief Justice to be a baby, a petition, that's through the day. Or that trigger process, because all that Emma Ghana for I am money to me and Ghana has to be more or not to be on your beat. We make this country ungovernable for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama and the NDC. Because somebody imagine some person said democracy, yeah, will demonstrate, will petition, will make sure say at the end of our year, the Ordaneno, the call the Papemu, now so person or also Sakwa Bonnie way so there, yeah, ma or no onya be. Okay. Because the Democrats,
So that was the Director of Communications, MPP, Mr. Richard Ahiagba, sending that strong warning to the NDC and the President of Ghana. And this is why I asked a question. Should you only come from MPP to be able to govern a country called Ghana? And if you are not from MPP, you cannot do the right thing? Now, come to think of it, why is MPP on this particular issue like that? What are they hiding from Ghanaians that we don't know? What are you seeing in this particular issue that we Ghanaians are not seeing it? Because in this country, when you go wrong, the law deals with you. So as Madam Tokuno above the law, that she can't be dealt with by the law. From the beginning of this particular issue, 3 people took their petition to the government. I hear this petition started way back in the MPP government time, which is the former president Nana Addo Dankwa. This petition was taken to him and nothing was done about it. Until the new government came in, he has decided to take action. He took it to the Council of State. Out of 31 people, 30 people says there should be an action that should be taken on this issue. And it has been done. And why is MPP out there that they are giving the government 3 days to stop all this, and other than that, they are going to... What is all this? What is all this? Why can't we have peace in this country? Why can't we do things right in this country? If that is what the Constitution says, if that is what the law is saying, fine. Why can't he go ahead and then do it? And you are coming to make the country ungovernable for them? We were in this country. We saw how you people took Charlotte Osei out. We saw how you people made the country unbearable for us. And we didn't make it ungovernable for you people. And you people think you can make it ungovernable for this country or make it unbearable for us. Because once you make it ungovernable, you put the citizens or the people in the country in a whole lot of mess. Please, MPP, please. The country is not for MPP. Ghana is not for MPP. It's for all of us. And so if today you are no more in government, go back, sit and find out why you are out of government, and then stop worrying the current government that is in to make things right for us. Because now everybody, youth, everybody, children, adults, everybody is keeping a close eye on everything that is going on in the government. Gone are the days when we don't even care, but now everybody wants to be informed and know what is going on. Now, yesterday, from Sami Jemfe on Joy News, came out to explain things to us. As far as I know, or as far as I heard from Sami Jemfe, he mentioned on how at the time of MPP government, if that is how they want to put it now we are going to distinguish it. At the time of MPP government, how they took some of the judiciary people out, how a female, a pregnant judge was molested. This is from Sami Jemfe. He spoke about all this. So if these are lies, you should come out and then let us know. He has told us how these people who brought in the petition, how they brought out the petition to the government, and how they have decided, they have looked into the issue properly, and they have decided to take action. Let's go and watch Sami Jemfe. Once we get back, we'll continue.
First of all, it is important to make the point that Ajapa Mensah is right when he says that the GBA is entitled to express its opinions on matters of public interest as they deem fit. But what he fails to acknowledge is that the GBA is not the only institution entitled to express an opinion. And that when they express their opinion, we are also entitled to express an opinion on their opinion. And the opinion all the people you have referred to have expressed, which I share, is that the claim by the GBA that the president has violated Article 296C of the Constitution in suspending the Chief Justice, and their demand for that suspension to be revoked is mischievous, ridiculous, and disgraceful, to say the least.
They can't have an opinion?
I'm saying they can, but I can also have an opinion on the opinion. And my opinion on the opinion is that their opinion is ridiculous and disgraceful. It is not born out of the law, but it is born out of their own determination to always re-echo the false and contrived narratives of the New Patriotic Party. And what they have done is to expose their true colors. Their true colors as an appendage of the New Patriotic Party. A group of people who always lose their voice when the NPP is in office, but quickly gain their voice when the NDC comes into office. Where was the GBA when President Akufo-Addo, in reliance or in accordance with Article 146(10), suspended, in fact, Article 146, suspended Justice Derry and 3 other justices of the High Court? The same constitutional provision on the basis of which the president, acting in accordance with the advice of the Council of State, has decided to suspend the Chief Justice is the same constitutional provision that President Akufo-Addo relied on in suspending not one Justice of the Superior Court of Judicature, but 4. Where was the GBA? Where was the GBA when a court of competent jurisdiction was attacked and a pregnant judge molested in the process by hooligans belonging to the New Patriotic Party? Did they even deem it necessary to issue a statement condemning the said attack on a court of competent jurisdiction and a pregnant female judge? Today, President Mahama is in office, so they have suddenly found their voice. This is what you call odious hypocrisy. And the barrage of criticisms, the condemnation that they have received since they issued that hogwash statement is testament to the fact that the people of Ghana have lost respect for the GBA. Look at how they have been made a laughing stock on social media and on all media platforms. Lawyers and non-lawyers ridiculing them, pointing at their hypocrisy, their duplicity. And I feel embarrassed to be a member of the GBA, and I don't think I will ever pay my GBA dues again, because it is embarrassing to be part of this association. But you see something, let's now go into the meat of the matter. President Mahama did not wake up one day to suspend the Chief Justice. He didn't wake up one day and said, look, I don't like the Tekono, so you are suspended. This country is a democracy governed by the rule of law. And if our democracy will thrive, then we must uphold the rule of law and commend those who uphold the rule of law. The president was sitting somewhere, as we usually say in our country, when 3 petitioners brought petitions to his office for the removal of the Chief Justice. These petitioners are not his family members. These petitioners are not his party members. These are ordinary citizens of Ghana who say that they are aggrieved by the unlawful conduct, alleged unlawful conduct of the Chief Justice. Persons who say that they have been victims of alleged acts of injustice by the Chief Justice. They brought petitions to the President under Article 146 seeking the removal of the Chief Justice. What was President Mahama supposed to do? What was he supposed to do? Throw the petitions away or ignore the petitions? when he has sworn an oath to uphold the Constitution. And a violation of that oath can even lead to his impeachment from office. Was he supposed to ignore the petition because Gertrude Tokono is above the law? No, he was not supposed to do that. He was supposed to act in strict accordance with Article 146. And 146 says, when you receive a petition like that as president seeking the removal of the Chief Justice, you shall, mandatory, in consultation with the Council of State, determine whether the petitions disclose a prima facie case. And that is what President Mahama did. He wrote to the Council of State, informing them that he intended to forward the petitions to the Chief Justice. He did so. The Chief Justice responded, filed a supplementary response. The President put all those responses together and forwarded the responses to the Council of State. In the case of Charlotte Osei, former EC chairperson, when he was being removed, under them, the President, who is a lawyer, refused to even give Charlotte Osei copies of the petition which was seeking her removal. The Chief Justice refused her copies of the petition.
Correct. You have corrected yourself. It wasn't the job of the President to give her a copy.
Yes, but after the President directed her to the right forum, the Chief Justice also refused her. She didn't even know who her accusers were. Yet a prima facie case was made against her. In the case of Gertrude Tokono, the President wrote to her. She asked for 7 days. President Mahama gave her 10 days. She filed a first response, filed a supplementary response. The Council of State had the benefit of her responses before advising the President that the petitions disclose a prima facie case. 30 out of 31 members of the Council of State. And we are talking about the Council of State, not NDC Functional Executive Committee.
But the NDC people
and the NPP people on the council. That council is made up of some of the most respected people in our society across the political divide. Some apolitical, some retired justices of the Supreme Court. 30 out of 31 said that the petitions disclose a prima facie case. Are we saying that all of them hate Gertrude Tokono? They are all NDC people suddenly? And you were wrong last week to have suggested that they determined a prima facie case in all the petitions and counts. No. I can read to you at least 4 counts of prima facie case.
Oh.
I can show you 4.
So some of the petitions did not survive?
Yes.
Okay.
Because some of the petitions had multiple counts. So you see, when people like that,
some of the counts didn't stand?
Yes.
No, that's not what we are talking about. We are talking about the fact that all 3 petitions succeeded.
There were petitions, some of the petitions were grounded on just 1 count, 1 allegation.
Okay.
Some of the petitions were grounded on multiple allegations.
There was one that had 21 plus, another 4.
And in some of the allegations, the President, 4, I can tell you, 4, the President said there was no prima facie case. So this is not a President who is on any vendetta agenda. The President has shown to be very consistent when you...
Which petition is this didn't get all the grounds
I have refused to publish these things because I think that the President should have released the prima facie decision on those petitions, and it would have silenced some of these people who are just...
Does the CJ have a copy?
Has she requested for a copy and she was not given?
Is she supposed to request?
She's a judge. When she heard in the news that petitions had been brought for her removal, she requested for copies of the petition. So when she was informed by the President that he has, in consultation with the Council of State, determined a prima facie case against her, why hasn't she written to...
If I go to a court...
And if she writes...
If I go to a court and a judgment is made against me...
You go and apply for the judgment.
No, it will be read to me first. Then if I want, I apply.
So why hasn't she applied? Or has she applied and she was not given?
When I did,
I can tell you.
When I did the Loretta Lamte case, the CJ gave us a copy of the prima facie determination.
Daniel,
so we knew what made the prima facie. This is the petition
of Daniel Ofori. Count 12 and 13. It deals with the dismissal of one Mohamed Musa, a deputy chief registrar, High Court Tamale, and one Richard Bwedi Echampon. The petitioner alleges that the dismissal violates the provisions of Article 151 of the Constitution. Findings: the petitioner has not established a prima facie case regarding these allegations. The documentation provided by the Chief Justice shows that the appointments were terminated on the advice of a committee set up to investigate the complaints against them. Should I give you more? Look, let me give you more. There was an allegation that the Chief Justice had interfered in the execution process of the Kaswa of Anko District Court in the case of Robert Sawai, operating under business in blah, blah, blah. The finding, a prima facie case has not been made in respect of consisting. The petitioner did not state when judgment was given, when the execution process commenced, or even the nature of the execution that the Chief Justice allegedly halted.
Fair enough.
This was a fair exercise of prima facie determination. They didn't just wake up and said, you brought petition, there is a prima facie case. 30 out of 31 members of the Council of State said there is a prima facie case. And the president said, I agree. And they recommended that, Mr. President, get the Chief Justice to step aside. Because you cannot combine your work as the head, the administrative head of the judiciary, with your rights, as a defendant in this matter. How is he going to concentrate on the most important job of justice administration? How? And is it not even possible that that privileged position can give an opportunity to interfere with the ongoing
investigation? So the demands are unfounded.
Clearly unfounded, and not just unfounded, but illiterate. A Japamesa.
Oh, illiterate to the GBA.
Illiterate.
The GBA of lawyers, 40.
Illiterate.
43 or 47 lawyers.
That is what even makes it worse. The lawyers will refuse to apply binding precedent of the Supreme Court. Settled law. Article 296C of the Constitution has been interpreted by the Supreme Court not once or twice, several times.
Correct.
It has been settled.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you heard it clearly from Sami Jenfi. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section. What do you also think about this particular issue? Do you think Madam Tokonu is not being treated fairly? As the 3 people who brought the petition, they are saying, do you think they were Madam Tokonu is also not treated fairly, just like they are also saying they were not treated fairly? But what's happening? What's happening in this country? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section.